Hey guys, welcome back. So today I wanted to talk with you guys about a topic that I feel like people struggle with from time to time. It is something that I also struggle with myself, and that topic is how to reach your goals. This is a topic that I feel like we each need to visit from time to time, especially if we have a goal that we are trying to reach, which the majority of us, we are trying to work towards something. And so it doesn't really matter what that goal is, but I feel like we can all apply the same steps in order to reach it. So the first step in being able to reach your goals is to, first of all, you need to set your goals. And I like to set realistic and achievable goals for myself. And so, of course, we each have this dream or this ultimate goal that we are trying to achieve. But it can sometimes be discouraging looking at this huge goal that we have, that we've set up on this pedestal, and it seems like we have to climb a bunch of mountains to get there, and that in itself can be extremely discouraging, especially because you set these I don't want to say unrealistic, but we set these very high standards for ourselves, and we set these high goals that we want to reach, and it takes a long time to get there. And when we don't see the rewards paying off instantly, it can be very discouraging, and it can honestly sometimes cause us to just give up completely. So I like to set realistic goals, and what I mean by that is I have my long-term goals. So I have my long-term goals set up, whether that is with my career, my health, my fitness, my relationship goals, my family life, whatever that is, I have that long-term goal already set up. But then I like to set up short-term goals. So more like short-term steps that I need to achieve in order to reach that ultimate goal. So an example of that would be, let's talk about my fitness goals. So my fitness goals, I don't really have I want to look this way or I want to have this much muscle. My goal is that I want to be the healthiest version of myself that I can be. So I have that long-term goal in mind, and so then I'm going to now set up all of these short-term steps in order to achieve that goal. So my first step might be watching my diet and the foods that I put into my body. For me, that would be cooking my own meals, eating out less, eating more vegetables and fruits, cutting out processed foods, drinking as much water as I can throughout the day. That might be one step. The next step that I can achieve would be going to the gym. My goal is to go to the gym 6 days a week. And my personal goal might not be your personal goal. This is just an example of something that might be my short-term goals to reach my long-term fitness goal. When you're trying to reach a long-term goal, I found that it is very helpful to set some short-term goals for yourself. That way you can always see your progress and you always feel like you are achieving something, because you are always achieving something. But if you don't look at it at the perspective of I need to achieve these short-term things first in order to achieve this long-term goal, and instead you're just looking at this monumentous goal that you've set for yourself and it just seems so unachievable, that can be really discouraging. So what I like to do is to set these more achievable and realistic goals for myself that I can knock off every single day and know that I am making progress every single day towards that long-term goal. So another thing that kind of goes along with that on how to achieve your goals would be to keep track of your progress. And you can do this depending on what your goal might be. If you have a fitness goal, you can keep track of your progress with pictures. If you have more of a spiritual or personal goal, you can keep track of your progress through journaling. With my social media goals that I set out for myself, I keep track of my progress through all of my analytics. So there are different goals that you might have in different ways that you can track your progress, but I found that it is a lot more rewarding. Is that the word that I'm looking for? It's a lot easier to see the growth that you've made if you are tracking your progress, and then you're able to refer back to where you were a month ago, 2 months ago, and then see how far you've come. Because if you are consistently working on your goals and consistently doing the steps, you are making progress, even if that progress seems very small. But if you look back and see where you started from up to the point where you are now, then you'll notice that you've actually made a lot of growth and a lot of progress, and that will just help keep you motivated in reaching the goal that you're trying to achieve. So another tip that helps me is to actually physically write down my goals. And I'm sure that a lot of you have heard this before, but it really is a powerful thing to just write down your goals and to be able to see that on paper. It makes it more real, and it makes you more inclined to actually do what you say you're going to do because you've written it down on paper. And it might seem like it's such a little thing, but honestly, just writing it down makes it so much more powerful, because we all have these ideas in our head, but when they're in our head, that's all that they are. They're just ideas, and we haven't really taken action on them yet. So writing down your goals on paper is kind of like the first step in you taking action towards working towards those goals. What you can do is you can write them down on a piece of paper. You can mark them on your calendar. That's what I like to do. I like to write things down more in like a schedule type of way, or you can set yourself daily alarms. Whatever way works best for you personally, I found that it just really helps so much to visually see your goals written out all around you. Don't underestimate the power of writing things down. So kind of going along with that is another tip that I could share with you guys, and that is setting a schedule for yourself. I don't know about you guys, but I am the type of person that thrives when I have an outline, when I have a schedule. I'm a planner. I'm a planner in every sense. I like to plan everything out from the moment that I wake up to the time that I go to bed. So what actually works for me is being able to write down, and I've done this. This might be too much, and you guys don't have to take it this far. This is just how my brain works, but I actually have gone as far as writing out a schedule for my whole entire day. So I wake up at this time, then I'll eat breakfast, then I will sit down and work on whatever it might be, go to the gym, come home, eat lunch, take some time to go out on a walk, spend some time with family, take Armani out, like whatever it is. I work so much better when I have everything outlined for the day. And I outline my activities for the day, as well as I outline everything for months in advance. And so I don't really go into as much detail when I'm outlining my months. For my Instagram and my YouTube channel, I do write out months in advance each video or each post that I have planned for that day. So on my Google Calendar, I have a post for each day on Instagram already planned out. I have a post twice a week for YouTube already planned out. That way, you know, you're not scrambling at the last minute trying to figure out, oh, how am I gonna do this? What am I gonna even do? And then last minute just scrapping the idea completely. This way, you already have things planned out. You can look at it in advance, have everything that you need ready to go so that you can achieve those goals. And so for me, setting a schedule for myself really, really helps me stay on top of things and helps me to stay accountable, because I already have these things written out and planned. I see that I already have enough time in my day to do this. And so if I'm not doing it, it's just because, you know, A, I'm either lazy, or B, I'm making some sort of excuse as to why I can't get it done. I don't want to be that type of person to where I'm just using excuses to not get my things done. That would make me very sad if I were to just make excuses for myself and not do what I know I'm capable of doing. Hi, puppy. Thank you. What are your goals for the day, Armani? You're gonna play with your toy? Eat some food? Take a nap? Sounds like a good day. Okay, so another tip that I have for reaching your goals would be to surround yourself with like-minded people. And this could mean joining a class. This could mean joining an online group. Whatever it is that you have to do to surround yourself with people that have the same dreams, that have the same mindset as you, it's really, really going to make a difference, because it can sometimes feel like you're in this alone, or it can be a little bit overwhelming trying to, you know, go after all the things that you have planned out for yourself. And sometimes even, you might not know exactly what you're doing and you need a little bit of help. So finding some people that have the same desires, finding some people that have the same determination and drive as you can really, really help you, kick it into high gear. It's also very validating to know that there's other people who are doing the same things as you, and that will just help kindle a fire that is already inside of you and just help you feel more determined and motivated to reach those goals. It can also be very, very helpful to be able to bounce your ideas off of somebody else who might be able to share some new insights with you, or vice versa. You might be able to share some new insights with them, and that is in itself extremely rewarding. One of the most important tips that I can give you guys for today is that you need to understand that change does not happen in the future. Change happens right now in this moment. And when you have something in mind, this goal that you want to achieve, but you find yourself lacking the motivation to get started, you find yourself making excuses, and it's something that you want to do, but you're not really too driven to get there, you really need to understand that change happens right now. You see yourself where you want to be in the future, and then I've done this before where I've said, I'll start next week. I'll start on Monday. It'll be, a new week, a fresh start. And then come Monday, I'm like, you know what? I'll start it next month. I'll start it tomorrow, whatever it might be. That's not going to work. You need to understand that if you want to be somewhere, if you want some sort of change in your life, if you want to reach some sort of goal, that starts now. And you need to start now. The present moment is where all of your power lies. This is where you make your choices. You can either choose to go after what you want, or you can choose to put it off. But either way, that time is gonna pass, and you can either be where you wanna be, or you can still be stuck where you are right now, still envisioning this future, but not doing anything to go after it. And I think that that is the most important thing, is being able to change your mindset a little bit and change your perspective to see that you are the only one who can make that change for you. You are the only one who is in control of your choices, and you are the only one. And you are the only one who is able to reach those goals for yourself. Nobody else is going to do it for you. Nobody else can do it for you. This needs to stop. So yeah, that is the most important tip that I can give you today, is that change happens now, and you are the only one who can make these things happen for yourself. With that being said, I want to talk about understanding the power of the law of attraction. I'm not going to get too much into the law of attraction right now because I have a separate video coming where I will be talking solely about that. But basically, the law of attraction in a nutshell is that your thoughts create your future. So being able to envision yourself and where you want to be is going to cause you to start changing different tendencies so that you can reach that goal. So let me kind of explain what I mean by that. Let's talk about my fitness goals. I want to be the healthiest version of myself that I can be. So I envision myself and where I want to be in the future. I envision, what I look like. I envision what I feel like. I envision what I'm surrounded by, and the choices that I'm making. I envision myself eating good foods. I envision myself going to the gym, and I envision myself being happy with who I am. Me thinking those thoughts, I'm going to subconsciously start making different decisions. I'm going to subconsciously start going towards the healthier foods. I'm going to start seeing myself in a different light where I'm happy with myself. I'm going to start going to the gym because I know where I want to be. And so, the law of attraction is such a powerful, powerful tool that we all have the ability to use. We all use it every day, whether we are conscious of it or not, but our thoughts really do create our future. Please don't underestimate the power of your thoughts. They are what create the life that you are living now. But envision yourself in the future. Envision your goals and everything that you want to do. And then it's going to make yourself start acting in that way. And surely enough, you're going to start becoming that person who you envision. So the last tip that I'm going to give you guys today is this. Know that what works for other people might not work for you. That is huge. This is something that often leads people to become frustrated and discouraged because they are trying to copy somebody else's process. They are trying to do exactly what somebody else is doing, thinking that it's going to work for them. And most of the time, it's not going to work for you because you are not that person. That person has already, gone through trial and error. They have already tested what works for them and found their own groove. And that's what you need to be doing too. You should not be looking at what other people are doing and trying to do exactly that. You can, however, look at what people are doing and take notes. You can try some of the things they are doing because some things might work for you, but not everything that someone else is going to be doing is going to work for you. You are a completely different person. You learn different ways. You have different dreams and different desires. You're driven by different forces. So, not everything that someone else is doing is going to work for you. And that is a really big thing to understand. You need to be able to trust your own process. You take a look at people who are successful in an area where you want to already be successful, but I think that sometimes it's easy for us to forget that person already put in their time, put in their work to get to where they are. You can't just expect to say, I want to be this, and then boom, you're that. You need to trust your own process. Everybody learns at different speeds. Everybody works in different ways. And everybody's timing in this life is different. So you just need to learn to trust your own process. And as long as you are putting in the constant work, as long as you are staying focused, as long as you are tracking your progress and you see that what you're doing is making progress, whether or not that progress is huge, it could be very small progress. You could be making growth in small ways, but you're still making growth, and that's the important thing. Don't get discouraged by these expectations that you have for yourself. You really need to drop these expectations that I'm going to be here at this point in my life, because you don't know. There's no way to know that. And all that's going to do is to cause us to become frustrated with ourselves for not reaching that goal when that time comes. So, absolutely set goals for yourself. Absolutely continue to work towards those goals, but drop those expectations. Drop those expectations and just trust your own process. Just know that you are doing what you need to be doing. Know that you are working towards your goals in your own time, in your own speed, and that you will eventually get there. Everybody's process is completely different and completely unique to who they are. So just trust in your own process and know that you are doing things your way on your time. Your life is different than anybody else's. And so try not to get brought down by looking at other people's success and viewing that as a lack of your own. Okay, so just a basic recap of everything that we went over. Write down your goals, set realistic and achievable goals. You have your long-term goal, but then also set your short-term goals that you can knock down in order to achieve that long-term. Write down your goals. Physically writing down your goals makes it more real, and that marks the start of you actually putting in work to achieve those goals. So writing down your goals is huge. And set a schedule for yourself if that's the way that you work best. Try and surround yourself with like-minded people that you can bounce your ideas off of, that you can learn from, that you can teach. Understanding that change happens now, that is probably the biggest thing, and then staying focused in the present moment and not becoming consumed with your expectations of the future. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that I was able to give you guys some helpful tips. I feel like this subject is something that, we all have in common. We all have struggled with at some point. I struggle with this, I don't want to say quite often, but it feels like I struggle with this quite often. So it's really, really important to take the time to sit down and write things down, to sit down and think about, what goals do I have and how am I going to achieve them? Because it's very easy to just envision things in your head, but then never put in the work to do it. So just knowing that, you know, you are the only person who has power over your life. You are the only person who is able to achieve the success that you want to achieve. You are the only person who can make the choices and who can do what you want to do. And that's the biggest thing. At the end of the day, you just have to do it. That can be the hardest thing for people. So hopefully these steps will help you in being able to actually start doing what you want to do and achieving the success that you are deserving of. So if you guys liked this video, then go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And again, if you haven't subscribed and you watched this video all the way through, then girl, I don't know what you are doing. But hit that subscribe button, make sure your notifications are turned on because you don't want to miss any more of this information that I have coming for you, because I have some really exciting videos coming up with some very important information that I think that you all can benefit off of. So I hope you guys have a really beautiful day, and I will see you in my next video that will be out on Friday. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye.